Hello, Kelly here. I was listening to a composite of four different thinkers on universal basic income. The only one who had any sense to say about it was Jordan Peterson. Says that's not really the issue, is income, right? It's not. But what's really troubling is how stupid Elon Musk was on the issue, and how stupid he is regarding technology. And not regarding the lack of free market. He never talks about that as much as um, uh, Peter Thiel does, for instance. But I mean, these are. I'll make sure this volume is up. Recording volume. Yeah, it is up. Okay. So Peter Thiel. So Elon Musk said something so stupid regarding universal basic income, and it's something that shouldn't even be in the news. It's so stupid. But the world is so full of stupid people. And that is that technology will actually automation will actually make people unemployed. Bullshit. We've just had 100 years of it. What are you talking about? Are people unemployed? Because the reason people are unemployed, and by the way, employment is not the purpose of an economy. The purpose of an economy is to have wealth, and to have stuff, lots of stuff that people want. Not the kind of stuff they made in the Soviet Union where nothing actually produced anything for anybody's satisfaction. But so Elon Musk comes out with this stupid statement we should have universal basic because of technology. What a stupid statement. First of all, anytime the government gives you something, it's destroying your soul. I mean, I took student loans, and I didn't have any way of appreciating life like I do now. The give and take of life, the humanity of life, the spirituality of human interactivity, the ability to expand your ego so as not to have a vulnerable ego, so as to be confrontational with people. I didn't understand that in those days. But that's the first problem of Elon Musk's stupid response. And the second response is that unemployment would occur to any significant degree because of technology. It doesn't create unemployment. What creates unemployment and impoverishment is the government. That's the only thing that does it. I mean, obviously consciousness of the individuals does it as well. But the main thing is, the main structural reason is the coercive nature of government. Coercion is always counterproductive. There are perverts out there who believe in coercion. But these are people who have no sense of consciousness or love. So, regarding the universal basic income, if you give somebody something through an impersonal mechanism like that, through an arbitrary mechanism, there's no humanity there, right? There's no humanity. That's coercion. That's coercion. That's not somebody giving from his heart. That's very destructive. First of all, if you take resources away to do that with, there's less resources for you to do it on a personal level. And second of all, if you receive something from an impersonal source, you don't have any sense of connection to anybody as a result. There's no sense of connection. It separates you. It isolates you. It makes you curse the world. That's what it means to get free money from the government. It means you curse the world. And, it destroyed the black the black ghetto, I mean, there's a lot of black progress that were made since welfare started, but it destroyed the black ghetto for those who weren't able to escape from it or didn't have that trajectory in their sub-black culture, their sub-black groups, or their individual good fortune that made them become middle class and upper class people. Lots of blacks have done that. But those that were in the lower classes or had that tendency to not be progressive, they became dependent on it, and it destroyed the family. It was very bad. Welfare was very bad for that situation. It's a very bad thing. Welfare is a very bad thing because it destroys the ability of everyone else to help each other to create wealth, which is the best help, creating opportunity for contribution. But it also destroys the ability of, or the incentives to take advantage of any opportunities that are out there. And it's just, and any time you create a welfare system, universal basic, you're creating, it's arbitrary. It's an arbitrary, politicized situation. So that's the downside of the thing. But the argument for the problem coming about is stupid. It's a stupid idea. You create technology. Technology doesn't make people unemployed. It makes them employed in areas where the technology can't employ. That's one. And two, it makes so much wealth, because that's why it was introduced, that there's more opportunity for people to be employed elsewhere. And that's exactly what happened with the industrialization, the Industrial Revolution. We put all kinds of people out of business. We put 95% of the farmers out of business, right? Because the whole world was, 90% of the world was agriculture, right? Or 98%, or I don't know what it was. But you know damn well everybody had to do everything manually, and it took away their jobs. That doesn't mean that the farmer who's using all this high tech to do the farming doesn't still have manual labor to do. And it doesn't mean that if there's a machine that could take away the work such as I do, which is digging or demolition or labor or moving people, or, moving boxes, or all the work that I do as a laborer, that doesn't mean I wouldn't have opportunities in many ways that machines couldn't do. Elon, especially since there would just be more frontiers, exponentially created frontiers of opportunity for humanity. It doesn't even have to be into outer space. It could be within the same area, because of the consciousness is creating new thinking about how to do things. There are a lot of machines that dig the earth, but still they can't always avoid busting pipes when they're digging the earth like I can as a laborer. And there's just all kinds of opportunities. When a backhoe digs, it digs in an arc like this, and that means there's a cutout of a rectangle, that if the ditch was wanted to be a rectangle, that has to be dug out. But even if the machine could dig out that rectangle, there's still demand on the frontiers of invention, of expansion, of creativity, because that's all freedom is. It's an ability. It's not all that it is, but it has that ability. It has that element of creativity. It creates totally different views on life. I got a friend in town that's into free energy. He says And if free energy existed, of course it would change everything, right? Not just the automation, the ephemeralization, as that guy says, but of work, the ephemeralization of work. But I mean, just think of all the things I would do physically if I couldn't find physical work. It's very unlikely that, Commander Data would be around to do the work, some robot, or a robot, he was an android, but it's very unlikely. But I'm sure that'll come. But still, the world will be so different. And this stupid Elon Musk is trying to anticipate the world by creating socialism. What a fucking idiot. Socialism is stupid anyway, because for the reasons I've already given. But to anticipate a need in a universe of creativity, the problem is not the unemployment and poverty problems don't come from technology. Medicine isn't expensive because of technology. It's expensive because of the stupid fucking assholes that created socialized medicine. We got tons of it in this country. Don't think we don't. Just ask a doctor if he's free to prescribe medicine. I just listened to a doctor describe how imposing that the Medicare system is on doctors, that they get huge amount of pressure on them to just utilize the prescribed treatments, and they're not allowed to take care of the person, as a doctor. They're not allowed to do that. They're turned into slaves, and patients are turned into chattel. And that's true all over the world. Don't tell me. I had a guy from Canada tell me he had some surgery done very quickly. Yeah, well, of course, some people are going to get good results, but you know damn well that if you have a need up there, or in Britain, or in Scandinavia, you're on a waiting list. You don't get that in a free market. You don't get a waiting list. You get treated right now. There's clinics in Oklahoma. There's cash-only clinics. They'll treat you right now for 1/10 the cost because they don't have all this BS. They don't have 10 administrators. You don't have to fill out all these stupid government forms that are just there. The reason all this crap is there, the reason all this bureaucratic red tape is there, is because you're trying to centralize the operation of society. You're trying to centralize it, and you have to put all that stuff in there. That's the only way. Government can only be like that. If it does anything, it has to do it in a fake attempt to mimic life. It's a fake attempt to mimic life. What a bunch of jerks. The way life works is each individual, in voluntary cooperation, interacts with other people. It has nothing to do with intellectuals designing things. It has to do everything with respecting other people, which is what medicine used to be until the government got involved 50, 60 years ago, 70 years ago, 60, that was 65, I'd say. And so Elon Musk is just a jerk. I kind of liked him before, but now he was a fighter and he didn't particularly kiss the ass of the establishment. But now I think he's a jerk, And Milton Friedman was a jerk for proposing universal basic income. He was a jerk. You can't improve life by forcing some kind of bureaucratic system on people. And again, altruism doesn't require government. You want to take care of people, you take care of them yourself. Don't tell other people how to do it. You son of a bitch.